Hey guys, it's Speedysteve2448 making a Yugioh video. Now, first of all, thank you MCOD40 for featuring me once again on your channel. I featured probably about 2-3 weeks ago with my Psychic Saber deck profile. It's a bit of an old video. He wanted a unique deck, so I gave him that one. But I wanted to do a bit more of a proper video, kind of introduction to myself, and also on top of that, go through one of my most known decks, which is Doppel. So for those guys who don't know me, I am Speedysteve2448, or Steve. I'm known for topping Nationals 2 years ago predominantly with Doppel, and I topped Nationals once again last year with Fire Fist. 2 years in a row I've topped Nationals, though I'm not really a competitive player though. I'm more focused around kind of fun, spam rogue decks, and just like the past 2 years I've just done really well at the big championships. But my channel really is focusing around synchro decks, really fast spam, anything to do with plants as well, Sylvans, Gigavice, Flower Princess, one of my favourite archetypes, also stuff like Gem Knights as well. So all around, whether it's fusion, whether it's exceeding, or whether it's synchroing, all around it's just very fast OTK spam decks. That's predominantly what I'm known for, and a little bit of Fire Fist as well. So guys, this video is actually going to be a video on my most recent Doppel build just before the new ban list, just to give you guys an example of what I regularly do videos of and what I play at this very moment, the most recent build of Doppel. So into the deck profile, starting off with the monsters, we play a 40 card deck with 3 Junk Synchron, 2 Quick Draw Synchron, 2 Doppel Warrior, 2 Level Eater, 2 Unknown Synchron, 4 one-offs in Synchron Explorer, Quillbolt, Birdman and Dandelion, our Light Sworn Engine in 2 Raikou and 1 Lila, our boss monsters in Chaos Sorcerer, BLS and Gauze, and finally our final hand traps in 2 Veiler and 1 Maxi. So for Doppel decks predominantly, this is kind of my main area of what I always use for combos. These cards here basically equal all your amazing combos across these 4 main guys. Unknown Synchron's really useful just because it's self-special summoning level 1 tuner. On top of that, Road Warrior is one of your main cards in the deck, and really you need 2 in case you mill one by mistake. Your 4 one-off Synchron Explorer obviously makes sure Quasar plays. Couple of Hedgehogs is an all good card round. Birdman also self-special summoning tuner monster, which is really useful, and Dandelion for this Foolish Burial plays and Quick Draw plant plays. Last One Engine's really useful just because you can pop cards. It gets right, like a lot. You don't have much destruction in this deck, so the Raikou and the light effects actually work really well. On top of that, also they're light targets, and also Junk Synchron and Raikou equal a level 5. Then our boss monsters, we play a lot of lights and a lot of darks, so these guys make sense. We play no traps, so Gauze is perfect, and our hand traps, both Veiler and Maxi are useful, even if they're not the main board. Veiler is just a level 1 tuner, which fits perfect with the deck. We play 1 for 1, and then Maxi is a great card just simply because it's a level 2 500 attack monster, so basically can be brought back with Junk Synchron. Even if sometimes I end up discarding Maxi in my own turn, normal summon Junk Synchron, bring it back just so I can make a level 5 and go off from there. On to the spells, we play 3 tuning, 1 reinforcing the army, 1 Charger Light Brigade, 1 for 1, and 1 Forged Burial. So all of our cards here are our searchers, whether it's to our hand, whether it's to the graveyard, or whether it's to the field instantly. All these cards basically get into these guys as fast as possible. Then we have our speed in 1 Lord of Darkness and 3 Upstart Goblin. And no guys, I'm not hobening. I've been playing 3 Upstart Goblin for a long time. My Nationals, which I topped 2 years ago with Doppel, also mained 3 Upstart Goblin. So I've been doing this long before Mr. Patrick Hoban, before it's actually called hobening. And then for consistency, we played 2 Pot of Dichotomy. Then onto the miscellaneous cards, we have finally 1 Dark Hole and 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. So altogether a 40 card deck with 24 monsters, and then we have 16 spells. And then finally to finish off, we have our awesome Doppel tokens, and we have our Gauze token. Onto the extra deck, we play 1 Fulham Synchron, 1 Mistbird, 1 Armory Arm, 1 Dark Diviner, 1 Junk Warrior, 1 Catasta, 1 Librarian, 1 Junk Gardener, 1 Behemoth, 1 Berserker, 1 Black Rose, 1 Destroyer, Road Warrior, Stardust Dragon, and Shooting Star Dragon. Now guys, I obviously live in the UK, in Europe, and Quasar is not legal. For you guys who live across the big pond, put in Quasar here and basically take out your Dark Diviner. So you basically have this here, and you have Quasar at the very end rather than Dark Diviner. But Dark Diviner for me, because I can't play Quasar, is an all-round good card because Level Eater and Junk Synchron equal him. He can't be destroyed by battle, and on top of that, also if he destroys opponent's monster, you mill 3 cards from your opponent's deck to your graveyard, which is really useful. So all-round really good card. Also on top of that, when you attack into opponent's monster, his attack goes up to their attack. So if you attack into a 5,000 attack monster, he will go up to 5,000 attack. They both crash. He won't die because he can't be destroyed by battle, and your opponent's card does die, and they mill 3 cards, which in this format isn't actually that hugely good, milling 3 cards from your opponent's deck. Of extra deck cards, really these kind of self-explanatory 2, 3, and 4s are really useful to go into. Your 5s, you can go into Amadeus instead. You can side deck Amadeus definitely. Level 6s, you kind of always need at least, for 5, 6, 7, and 8, you need at least 1 target for Quick Draw Synchron. So we have a 6 in Junk Gardener. You can play Drill Warrior as well, but Junk Gardener, in my opinion, is an amazing card. I actually made a video, Junk Doppel combos, featuring Junk Gardener particularly. It's all-round an amazing card. Again, when I topped National 2 years ago, this probably was the MVP in my deck. Not many people know about how good it's effective phases. The fact that you can activate it during either player's turn and during the battle phase as well is really, really useful. And then on to our normal level 7s and 8s. Berserker's a great card, so is Destroyer. Robo is one of the most best cards of the deck. If you want to see how this card works really, I made a Junk Doppel combos literally my last video, so go check that one out because he does so much work. And then finally we have, of course, all of our Stardust plays. Now onto side deck. I'm not going to do a full side deck because the format's going to change in literally a week's time when the new ban list gets announced. The most important cards really are probably a second Maxi, your third MST, and then I made another video about side decking and what's the most important thing in a Junk Doppel deck. The most important things with Junk Doppel is first of all stopping decks that completely shut us down. So even though Evil Swarm aren't being played very often, it's mandatory we side in probably 1 or 2 XYZ Encore just in case we do get that matchup, because if they get open out against us, we're pretty much screwed other than we have a Raikou. So we need those XYZ Encores to basically screw over that Evil Swarm. And side decking isn't a huge thing in Junk Doppel decks really. Your kind of main board does itself and you kind of adjust to the situation. The main thing really what you probably would do though, if you do go against decks like Fire Fist, very heavy trap lineup decks, you would take out your free Upstart Goblin and simply you would just stick in your free Roll Decree just for that extra bit of power. Or against things like Bujins, the DNA Surgery is going to be really, really useful because you don't rely on types at all in this deck. You rely solely probably on attributes for the graveyard. And then finally, other extra deck cards as well. I don't see many people who side deck extra deck cards, but I recommend it in a Junk Doppel deck because your side deck is the most important thing in your deck. So you need to make sure this is perfect and fits the scenario depending on what you're playing against. So side decking in stuff like Orient Dragon in against those Synchro decks, against those Karakuri decks, and then side decking in stuff like Crimson Blader for any decks that do level 5 or higher normal summons or special summons. There are other deck cards as well, stuff like Decisive Armor, the big level 10 guy. He's useful against light decks. And also you have stuff like a Scrap Dragon as well, which is also a very useful card. But all around, guys, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. If you want to check how the deck works in terms of combos, one of the most recent videos I did explains how the deck works and lots of different bits and bobs. Side decking as well, did a video on that really recently, so check that one out as well. But all around, it's a really, really fun deck. Hopefully we'll get some good new support. Who knows, if Glurt Bulb something comes back, it may turn into more of a plant engine. Reborn Tengu comes back, we may turn into a more of a rank 4 engine. But all around, the deck is just very fast, very spam, and all around just an amazing deck to play with. It's just so much fun, and your opponent just doesn't know what you're doing sometimes because you can draw 7-8 cards in a single turn just by spamming out loads of cards. So guys, once again, thank you MK40 for featuring me on your channel once again. I do really appreciate it, dude. And Speedysteve2448 playing something unexpected, and I'll see you guys real soon. Take care.